Joining me now is Dr. Nejat Aldıntaş, Associate Professor at Tekirdağ State Hospital, to talk to us further about the coronavirus vaccine. Good morning, Doctor. Thank you for joining NewsHour.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Now, there are several vaccines and debate surrounding the reliability of these vaccines. Are all vaccines equally as good?
Yeah, all of them are, I think all of them are equally good. You know, at the moment there are 5 vaccine companies. The 2 of them mRNA company. They are very developed companies. One of them is the Pfizer company. The other one is as you said, the Moderna company. They produce their vaccine on the base of mRNA technology. It's a very cutting-edge technology. But on the other side, this is the first-time technology. We didn't have this kind of jab in our history. This kind of jab was firstly used for the cancer chemotherapy, but they changed their way to do vaccination. The third one is as you know, in Turkey, we're going to get this vaccine, Chinese vaccine. It's a CoronaVac vaccine. The only problem with this vaccine is that it's an ineffective vaccine. I mean, yes, it's a very reliable vaccine because we know that this vaccine is 1895. Since with the beginning of the tuberculosis vaccine, we know that this vaccine. But on the other problem, it's an inactive vaccine. We killed this virus with the formaldehyde. It's a kind of alcohol, and we heat under this virus, and we kill the virus, and we injected this virus to our body. I don't think that this vaccine or this jab will have any problem on our body, but only problem, maybe we will not get immunization for the virus. We're going to see it. But the preliminary data in Turkey and in Brazil, we show that it's also effective. Its effectivity is around 95%. But we don't know it's the phase 3 trials. The other vaccine is the Russian vaccine. We will not get this vaccine, and we don't know the results. They say it's effective up to 92%. But when we get down to nitty-gritty, we can say that all the vaccines are the same. Only problem is with the German vaccine or Pfizer company vaccine to transportation of this vaccine, because you have to store this vaccine at minus 70 degrees. So transportation is a very big problem, especially for the developing countries. And, you know, we didn't have a chance to buy this vaccine, especially European countries and United Kingdom and other developed countries bought this vaccine. Only 1.5 million will come to the Turkey, but on the other side, we will get the Chinese vaccine. I think we're going to start this vaccine next week because it came to the Turkey, and we are investigating this vaccine if it is suitable for the vaccination. It is very tight under scrutiny. So I don't think that there is a big difference between these vaccines.
Okay. All right. Can you still transmit COVID after you've been vaccinated?
It's a good question. Thank you for asking. You know, we don't have the answer for these questions. Maybe you will get this disease. If you are injected with the vaccine, maybe you will not get the disease, but you will be still carrying the vaccine on your nose, or in your mouth. So you can transmit the vaccine. My patient generally asking me the question, if we get injected, if we get the jab, do we still have to wear the mask? Yes, you have to wear the still mask because you can be a carrier or you can be first spreader. That's why even if you get injected, you have to wear mask and you can be carrying the virus.
Mm-hmm. All right. How long does it take to build immunity after getting the vaccine?
Yeah, it's also a good question. We generally know, I mean, in our other experiences, when we look at the other flu vaccine experiences, we see that it takes only 2 weeks after first jab So for this vaccine, especially we know from the Pfizer company vaccine that after the second injection, 2 weeks later, you get the immunization for this vaccine.
Okay. Now, are there any side effects, doctor, to the vaccine?
Also, my patients are general, or there's a common question. People generally have some concern with the safety. So what is the safety of the medication? If you compare the unwanted effects of a vaccine or medication with the benefits, if the result is in the favor of benefits, this medication is safe. Let us say for the chemotherapy medication, this chemotherapy medication, lots of side effects. They are truly brutal for your body. I mean, you can lose your hair loss. You have a memory loss and sleep loss, and it has an exhaustion effect. But on the terminal cancer, we never think that these side effects for this kind of medication, because the benefit is more than it is unwanted effects. Let us say the painkiller ibuprofen. Everybody have this medication in their home. When they are taking this medication, they never think if they have a side effect or not. But when we came to this vaccine, everybody says, oh, this vaccine have any side effect. I don't think that this vaccine, especially the Chinese vaccine, by the way, let me say, I'm in favor of the Chinese vaccine. If they ask me, do you choose the Chinese vaccine, Sinovac vaccine, or the mRNA vaccines, I choose the Chinese vaccine because it's a conventional vaccine. We know this vaccine. So I don't think that they will have any long-term side effects. But on the other side, short-term side effects, especially we know on the Pfizer company's vaccine, the pain on the jab side, injection side, and also muscle pain and some kind of a little headaches. And, on the TV shows, you have seen 2 patients or 2 people had an allergic reaction, especially a nurse had allergic problems. But every medication, everything, even peanut have an allergic problem. So they are in a 1 in a million problems. So they are not big problems. So we shouldn't think on this side effect, and we should get this injection.
Okay. All right. Now, should people that have recovered from the virus be given the vaccine again?
Maybe you know or not. I had also disease, and I had to go to the intensive care unit. I'm not intubated, but on the other side, I had a very big problem. So when I check my immunoglobulin levels, my immunoglobulin levels antibody levels are very low. So what we understand that even if you have the disease, your antibody level is not so high. But on the other side, after injection, after the jab, you get the very high antibody levels, especially in Pfizer company, because we know the information, because we know the phase 3 trials. And so antibody level is very high. After getting the disease, we don't know if you will be protected to the disease or not. That's why even if you get the disease, you should get the jab.
Right, okay. Because you will have more antibodies. Is that
Yeah, you will have the more antibodies. Yeah, it's correct, yes.
Okay. Now, a lot of people, again, are questioning the Chinese Sinovac vaccine, but I wanted to ask you how reliable you think it is. I know you mentioned it briefly. What do you think about the reliability there?
Chinese doesn't mean it's a cheap place. They produce the cutting-edge phones and shoes, and especially the Wuhan city is very economical place. So the Sinovac company is very developed company. They had a breakthrough, especially in hepatitis A vaccine. This is the first time they found this vaccine. So this company is very developed and very reliable company. We don't have any skepticism on this company. So as I said before, this vaccine is also very reliable because it's a conventional vaccine. It could not have any side effects because you first produced this vaccine and then you killed this virus, and you give the inactive virus to your body. At the end, at the bottom line, only you will not get the immunization. This will be the only problem with this vaccine. Other than that, you will not have any problem with this Chinese vaccine. And the other problem, especially in Turkey, the people say that we get this Chinese vaccine is because it's cheap. No, it's not cheap. It's also need very high technology because you need a very huge area to produce the virus, and also it's as much expensive as the Pfizer company's vaccine. So in the bottom line, it's a reliable vaccine, it's a safe vaccine, and on the TV show, maybe in your show, I will get injected with the Chinese vaccine.
Okay, all right. Now, my last question to you there, Doctor. It's said that, and there seems to be a belief that those who consume tobacco products are at less risk of contracting the virus. Is that correct? What do you think about that?
Yeah, especially in the world and especially in Turkey, there is a myth. If you consume the tobacco products, you will not contract the disease, you will not get the disease. Because the rationale for that, we have ACE2 receptors in our lungs. If we smoke, the smoking destroys our lungs and our bronchial system. So when it is destroying your bronchial and alveolar system, it's also distracting your ACE2 receptors. So there is no ACE2 receptors, and the virus cannot attach your lung, and you will not contract the disease. This is the rationale for this side. But on the other side, it's not true. What I see from my patients, I'm working on intensive care unit, especially I'm dealing with the COVID patients. At least I had 2,000 COVID patients. I see that if you have an ex-smoker, if you are a smoker, you get your disease worse because your lung capacity decreases. So it's a myth. It's not correct. You shouldn't smoke.
Okay. Dr. Nejat, thank you very much for joining the program. I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you.